Hello fashion lovers, welcome back to my channel. All right, so today we'll be making that beautiful jacket, boo jacket you saw there with back opening. All right, so this is the fabric, okay, that I'll be using. Basically I'll be using 2 yards. Yes, we'll be making this with 2 yards of Ankara fabric. Okay, so we'll fold first. All right, now I'll be folding with my shoulder measurement plus my sleeve measurement. Okay, so my shoulder is 16 divided by 2 gives us 8, and the sleeve length, that is, is cut together, it is 10. So basically we are folding 18. All right, hope you understood what I just explained. So I'm folding 18. So let's get a tape to measure to be sure we have 18. Okay, hope you remember where I got the 18 from. Anyway, let's keep going. So after confirming my 18, what next? I'll have to mark. All right, now this is a cut together jacket. It has opening at the front and at the back. Okay, so first thing, my shoulder, the remaining is my sleeve length. Okay, so at that shoulder I'm marking my armhole depth. I'm using 10 for my armhole depth. Okay, 10, you can use 11, 12 depending on how wide you want it to be. And my half length. Okay, next thing is my hip length and gown length. Okay, the jacket length, boo length. All right, now my waist is I use 16 and a half. My hip line I went for 26, and the rest is my gown length. Now I'm to measure my shoulder plus my sleeve. Okay, that is what I just marked. Okay, now I've marked it. What next? I'll be going for my hip measurement. Now this jacket is very free. All right, it's not fitted. So what I'll do right now, from my 18 I'll be taking out either 2 or 3. Okay, yes, then I'll mark it down. There's no need for hip measurement, hip round, waist and hip and all the rest. I just need to know where to mark. Okay, so having gotten 18, I'm marking 15 straight down. Okay, I'm marking 15 straight down. Then from the armhole depth I'll curve. All right, then I'll use my scissors to cut. Hope you understood what I explained. Now the two measurements I used is my shoulder plus sleeve length. I marked it, I used it to fold. So after folding, what next? I took away 3 from the 18 and I marked 15. I marked 15. Okay, that is it. See the curving. Good. Having done that, what next? We have to cut. Okay, but first let me pin in so it doesn't shift. So pinning first. You continue. Guys, you can see what I don't know if you can see the chalk clearly, but with what I'm cutting, you know what I did. So basically I just did the cutting of cut together. Okay, that is what I just finished cutting. Yeah, good. That is it. Now I've gotten the first part. What I need to do is fold again. Okay, then just place my front pattern to cut. Like I said, we are using 2 yards. Yes, 2 yards of Ankara to make this Bubu jacket. Front and back opening. So next is to place the first pattern that I've cut, or the front, the first cutting, place it and trace it out. No need marking anymore, so it's just to place and cut. I'm just tracing it out. Okay, like the way this fabric is looking, you can hardly see the marked part, so you have to look at it very well while I cut. After the cutting, you get to see what I did. The chalk is not actually showing the way it should be. Good. So you can see what I did. I just traced it out of cut. So having done traced it out, the next thing is to start our neck width. Is to cut our neck width. All right. Now for this jacket, okay, it has band. The band went through the front to the back neck, so I'll be going for 3.5 inches as my neck width. All right, for this jacket. Yours can be 4. If you decide it to be 4, it is okay. All right, but for me, I'll be working with 3.5. Okay, so before cutting, I equally need to be certain the fabric is well placed. Then I'll mark 3.5 as my neck width. Okay, now the front of this dress is open, the back is equally open. Okay, so it doesn't need much, just mark your neck width, cut it through. All right, so I've marked it. So I'm actually using chalk to mark out what I'll cut, but it's not good showing. All right, so but watch what I'm doing. Remember, my neck width is actually 3.5. Okay, so I'm cutting now. I'm not cutting straight. Watch what I'm doing. I'm not cutting straight, but a little bit V-like and curved into the gown. That is it. Now the next thing is the back. The back can be, the back too has the opening, especially from the upper part of it is wider, while the down is closer. So 3.5 neck width. Okay, The same neck width I use for the front is what I use for the back. The next is to cut. Now watch my cutting. The cutting of the front, I curved it a little bit. In between the armhole depths, there was a curve, okay? Now, for the back, it was just slanted. Okay? So, you can see what I cut out from the back. Alright, so that is it. Now, what next? The next is sewing. Okay? There will be no lining, and this jacket, there is no pocket on it. No lining, no pocket. So once you cut, the next thing is joining. Now, what's the connection between the back and front is the band. All right, the band. You use a band to connect the front and back. Okay, so having done this, first thing first is you need a band, and the band has to be long. Now the length of the front is 45, okay, and the front is 2, so 45 in 2 places gives us 90. So approximately we need about 100 in length. The length of the band we need here is about 100 inches, okay? Now the width is by choice. You know, your band can be 1 inches, 2 inches, 3, at most, or 1.5. So depending on the wideness of your band, but for B, I will be going for 2, okay? I'll be going for 2, but first I'm shortening the length. I'm shortening the length of this jacket. I just took out 2 inches. Alright, so the cutting done, we move to the table for the sewing proper. Now, like I said, the first thing is the band, and which I've got, you can see it. You can see the band. That is the first thing you need to do before you start sewing. Make sure your band is ready. Once your band is ready, you join your shoulders and start. So I'm just trying to measure out to be certain what I've cut will go a long way. Okay, so basically I have 100 with me there. Now the next thing to do is to get my front and back. Okay, first we need to sew. All right, we need to join the front and back together at the shoulder. At the shoulder, and even the back, they will be facing on it, so I'll be sewing the facing first. The back of this jacket will have a facing. That is how I want to finish it. You can use piping bias to do yours, but I'm going for facing. Okay, I'll sew it and turn it to the back. Once I'm done with that, I'll join my shoulders, then join the band, connect it. So I'm placing my facing the perfect way. Now, let me do that and show you. So Now guys, the facing has been done and I've weaved it. Okay, so what next right now is adding it, joining the front and the back together. Right now the connection is the band. I'm marking 3 inches. That white you're seeing, we are measuring this, that is my center, my band center. I'm marking 3 inches on both sides, giving me total of 6. Okay, that is the distance between your shoulder, neck shoulder to the other neck, back neck shoulder. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing right now for us to do is to join. Now how do you do that? This is, I've joined the shoulder. This is one part of the front and back joined together. Okay, what I'll do is get my band. Get my band. Join the back and front. Remember the measurement I did earlier? I said 3. You get the center of your band. When you get the center, one side of it measure 3, the other side of it you measure 3. Okay, then you start placing your part, your dress, your back and front that has been joined together. Now watch me while I do that. So you open it up. Now at the end of that 3, that is where I'm starting my fixing. At the end of the 3, one side of the 3, I'm starting the fixing there. All right, now fixed it. I think when you see the full video, the full back of the dress, you understand what I'm doing more clearly. But just understand that I'm placing, starting from the back opening to place what I'm doing right now. Then I'm pinning. The same thing I'll do to the other side of the dress. Okay, you place it, okay, in between and pin. Now what should go inside your band should be about 1/2 inches. It shouldn't exceed 1/2 inches. What goes into your band is 1/2 inches. Okay, then you keep, placing it, keep sewing till you get to the end of the jacket length. Okay, so that is it. Having pinned this part, the next part, the other section of the 3, the starting of the other 3, the ending of the other 3, I'll get the other pieces, the other back and front sewn together and start pinning it there. Now watch, I'm done with the other part. The other part of the back and front joined together. It's 4. After cutting we had 4. So one front and one back makes 1. One front and one back makes 1. So The first one back and one front has been attached to the band. Starting from where the other side of 3 I measured stopped. Now I'm coming this side to start pinning. The other side of 3 where it ended, that is where we are right now. You can see what I'm doing. I'm placing it in between the band and as well pinning, okay? That is it. You see that? Yeah. Then you keep pinning till you get. So let me sew that and show you, okay? Now I have done that, okay? I have sewn. You see how it is? You see the joining? The band is the joining in between. So I've sewn it. This is how it looks. So what next to do right now is just to sew the sides. That is the sides, the armhole part of it, okay? The sleeve parts, you know, this way. Sew this side, fold, what left right now is to sew the side, fold the sleeve, all right, then sew the side, weave and equally hem the down of the dress. But first pin properly, okay? I'll just be sewing 1 inches. That is it. So I've pinned the other side, we equally pin the other one. So this is how it came out, okay? This is the front. All right, now let's turn the back. Now this is the back. Remember there will be bead, it will be beaded. Okay, this is the back. You get, it's more understandable when you see it now, okay? You can see the opening at the back, opening at the front. The connection is you can see the band. That is the connectivity, okay? See how I connected it? Good. So that is it. All right, so please, if you have not subscribed, do subscribe to my channel, all right, and turn up the notification for more videos. Thank you.